apparently our neighbor was, I don't know, seized or taken by ICE agents. Yesterday we heard her friends knocking on her door, and they rang our doorbell looking for her. And, we didn't really know much. We don't know her more than just a neighbor, really, but we're obviously worried on her behalf in terms of, her friends and support system didn't know where she was. Appalled. Bad. Yeah, I just think, she's a student at Tufts. She's by no means anyone who's doing anything wrong, so I don't understand how or why she would have been targeted. It was my understanding that Massachusetts and Somerville both were not very eager to cooperate with the new administration's policies, and ICE kind of, trying to deport people, so it's a bit of a surprise it's happening here. I think hypocrisy is a great word in terms of the administration's words and actions. They say they're targeting criminals, people who are breaking rules, whereas she, as a PhD student, was definitely not that. I think you can look too at their policy on education, where they're defunding the federal government and pushing rights to the states, but in terms of immigration, they're not allowing states to have a say in things, and using the federal government and federal agencies like ICE to overrule local rules and local policies.
I've known Rumeysa for the last decade, and even more than that, slightly more than that, since 2014. Well, if you've seen the video clip, it's unfathomable, because she is walking by herself as a young innocent woman, having nothing to do with any of the complaints or any of the claims that have been made.
And just before this rally started, we learned that Rumeysa has been taken to Louisiana. The exact same tactics that were used with Mahmoud Khalil. This is a clear and concerted attack on grad workers for speaking our minds in the workplace.
And there's no reason for any of this, and not, let alone being discriminatory in any way, or racist or anti-Semitic in any way. She is an utterly nice soul and a decent person who only wants the good for other people, who's really caring, but who's ambitious in her work, who is a very hardworking and very studious person, and a student overall.
Shame!
Considering that my children, all the international community that are sending their children over here to the US to get a good education, now they should be wary about this, because that could happen to anyone. If it happened to Rumeysa, that means it could happen to anyone.
If ICE comes to your door,
keep the door closed.
If ICE comes to your door,
keep the door closed.
If ICE comes to your car,
keep the door closed.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download MetroTV Extend sekarang.